Welcome back to Star Spangled Garage. Today we have a nice treat for you. Buddies over at Trail Runner Customs sent us a fabulous black grill to throw on this Seqouia here. And cue the grill. Here it is. Let's take a look at what's inside. All right, let's open this thing up. Alright, so packaged, you've got, looks like grill inserts and screws. I like how they have it all labeled on there. And a wiring harness for the lights. Has raptor lights, I forgot to tell you that. Little fuse connector. They did a great job wrapping up this grill in some nice bubble wrap, because you know how lovely our shippers are nowadays. Pull this fancy thing out. That's gonna look. What the kit includes, this nice little Toyota emblem goes there. Got your mounting hardware right here. You got this fancy black grill, as well as a harness and all of your lights come in this box. Looks like you have a power tap. And then these guys also have a very detailed installation video on their website. I'll put a link in the description for their website and for this grill. So if you like what you see, you should head on over there, get you one. Now we're going to cue to the time lapse of me tearing this apart. I'll kind of go over. Looks like you're pretty much going to need a 10mm to pull this whole thing apart. So stay tuned. Okay, we got that old grill removed. We got some 10mm nuts and 2 bolts that go to the hood latch release. I just left it dangling there. It's plastic up in there, so careful you don't break that off. It's that way on my Tundra. See, probably what I'll end up doing, get some of my waterless wash, kind of wash behind on here, just because it's not usually off when you're doing the old car washing. Okay, with our grills off, we got to rob a couple parts from this factory grill. We'll got to take these bolts out, or these little screws, and take this metal piece out and put it on the new one, as well as these rubber grommets. So we got this all assembled, got our rubber grommets back in, metal piece, does come with new hardware. These ones are a little tough to get in there. They mentioned that in their install video, but they're not as tough as I thought. They're tougher than I thought they would be, I guess is a better way to put it. And then as far as your lights that you can put in, looks like you've got all of these different choices that we can put them in. So we'll see which ones the wife likes and go that route. So spoke with the wife. She likes the 4, skipping every other one. Can't say I blame her. That looks pretty good. Let's get this thing thrown on the vehicle. Now we got the grill installed, we got to wire in these lights. Now they don't, at least the video I watched, didn't give specific instructions on where to wire it, but what I'm going to do is find a keyed power source here in the fuse box, so that way as long as the key's on, these lights will be lit up. That way they are on when the headlights are on, etc. So we're going to go into this fuse panel here. We'll get this opened up. I'll get my multimeter and I'll turn the key on, and we'll find out which one of these circuits, or we may just find one that's a spare, and if it has power with the keyed power, that's the direction we'll go. If not, we'll use that fuse tap to tap into one of these that is already in place. So I got my meter here, got my terminals in here. And we're going to turn it to this volt to DC. It's got the line with the dashes underneath of it in a V. I'm going to put my black lead to the ground, and we're going to find a circuit here that's powered. Okay, so that's the one we decided to go with there. And this little piggyback deal that they have, this goes in where this 10 amp fuse came out of. So you still have your 10 amp circuit here. And then if you unplug this 7.5 to these lights, then you lose your power out to them. So you still have your 10 amp protected on that circuit, but then you also have this protected separate, just so you know. Okay, I got rid of the little butt connector that they had there. Go ahead and solder this guy in, which if you don't have one of these Milwaukee soldering irons yet, cordless, highly recommend it. It's a great little feature. It's got a green light, tells you when it's hot, you'll shut it off. It'll flash or stay lit until it's cooled back down, and that way you know it's safe to touch and put away. Wired in. Probably what I'll do, I gotta go in the morning because they're closed, but take some wire cables and I'll loosen all these nuts, and then that way it'll secure this up out of the way like so. I got it on the back side of here so it doesn't interfere with the hood latch, but if it's all tucked up against there, it'll be real nice and clean. And then I ran it through here, which I'll have to get a little grommet to go in through there. and goes through the hood and then pops out down there. I'll have to clean that up some more. And then I ran the ground to your battery ground here, and then the wire into this fuse panel here. I kind of cut a little notch out for it so it can tuck into that notch right there and allow the lid to close all the way. We'll shut the hood real quick. We'll look at these things. Alright, finally got the grill installed. It was a fairly easy install, the grill portion of it. Most difficult part was running the wires through the channel of the hood. That could have been my own doing that caused it to be that difficult, but just took patience was all it took. But yeah, it's installed, looks good. Pretty good quality items here. Probably a bit of advice I could give to you is with the electrical terminals that are supplied with the kit, they're a little bigger than the gauge of wire that you're trying to crimp them onto. And I understand that with the LED portion of it, that doesn't need really necessarily heavy gauge of wire. But if you're a first time guy putting wiring in, it might make it a little bit difficult if you don't understand that you got to get a good crimp. I ended up just soldering them together because I really don't like using butt connectors in this type of application, especially not necessarily inside. But don't forget, go to the description, follow the link. I'll put the link in for this kit. I'd say use a discount code, but I wasn't getting one to give you, so you can still put something in there that you saw this from the Star Spangled Garage. And thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and let's see where else this channel takes us. See you later.